teachers are saying that they're already feeling really difficult and struggling with excessive workloads. They're also saying that they're stretched completely thin in an environment where there's a chronic teacher shortage. And they say that these negotiations with the state government have completely broken down, and that is why they have decided to strike for 24 hours, as you say, next Thursday. Now, that will lead to hundreds of schools across Victoria not operating, and it's no doubt going to cause significant headaches for the Allan Labor government here ahead of a state election later this year. We also, as well, of course, know that this is the second time that teachers have gone on strike. Earlier this year, an estimated 35,000 teachers marched to state parliament to voice their anger, and they say that this latest strike action, as well as banning unpaid overtime, is necessary because Victorian public schools are the lowest funded in the country. Justin Mullally, who is the Victorian president of the Australian Education Union, has said that the Allan Labor government is purposefully denying at least $2.4 billion in funding for Victorian public schools. And he goes on to say that in this underfunded system, teachers, principals and education support staff are working an average of 12 hours unpaid overtime every week. The government must stop relying on the goodwill of school employees as a core part of their funding model for schools. And he also says that it's estimated only about 3 in 10 public school teachers consider that they are going to be remaining in their job through to retirement, and he says that is due to those excessive workloads. Now, last month we actually saw teachers go against union advice and vote down a pay deal that the Education Union had managed to come to with the state government of pay rises between 28 and 32% over 4 years. Teachers at the time wanted 35% over 4 years.
Steph, what has the government said?
Well, the government says that the rejected deal that teachers voted down would actually have made them the highest paid teachers in the country. And they have urged the union to stop this industrial action and to actually return to the bargaining table. It also says that it's managing to continue on with some of those basic level of supervision, even though schools are going to be closed next Thursday. But it says that this is really going to disrupt hardworking families across Victoria, and that is why it wants to see an end to this strike action. Obviously, the optics aren't great as we're heading towards a Victorian state election in November, and the government would be very keen to make sure that they put this industrial unrest to bed before voters go to the polls, because there will be many working families out there trying to work out how they're going to juggle work and their families, especially if they have to look after their children when these schools close on Thursday.